Nobody wants that. That's more like it. That's getting some work done. That one is just right. I want to compare these 3 rotor hammers in 4 different areas of sort of capacity. How fast they are, how user-friendly they are, how versatile they are, and how long I think they're going to last. Let's put them to the test and maybe you can see for yourself. If your time doesn't mean anything to you, you can buy a drill, or maybe you have a drill. It doesn't have the hammer option, the rotor hammer. And so this is how long it'll take to drill a 3-inch hole without a rotor hammer. Actually, I don't have that kind of time. Here's what happens when you put it on rotor hammer. That's what I'm talking about. Let's try the Bosch. "10.5 seconds. So it beats the little one, but not my much. And let me tell you the truth, I think I was leaning on this a little harder. So as far as user-friendly, let's say ergonomic, would you rather lean on that or lean on that? And for me, drilling at the floor, I would hands down rather have this sort of a capacity, or for that matter, overhead, this sort of a capacity, than just have to rely on my right wrist. Now, all that to say, in a heavier application, this beats it every time. But if you're working over somebody's sewing machine, you know, or fill in the blank, if it's fussy and you need to ease into it, there's a lot to be said for something like this. So in terms of versatility, my opinion, this wins hands down because it will drill and hammer drill, and it will also just hammer. Now, if I had a little chisel bit to go in here, which I don't, I apologize, but you can break concrete, chisel off concrete, bush hammer concrete without the turning action at all. And then the range of bits, it goes from 1/8 inch to 1 1/8 inch, which encompasses, you know, every size you're going to need. This thing is going to run out of poop somewhere around 5/8 of an inch if you can get a bit that size that's reduced enough to go into the chuck. Last category between these two, toughness, I don't think there's even a contest. I would probably wear out a dozen of these if I was using it hard before I would wear out one of these. Now, maybe yes, maybe no, but I'm very comfortable asserting that this thing will be running years after this thing has been upgraded or they change the battery platform. So this is a big spline shank Milwaukee heavy-duty 11 amp draw rotor hammer. It's not a demolition hammer because it doesn't appear just to have the hammer capacity, but let's see how long it takes to drill a 1-inch hole all the way through this slab. On your mark, get set, go. "46.62 seconds. Let's see how long it takes Mama Bear to do this. On your mark, get set, go. Minute and 22 seconds. So in the category of versatility, I mean, you talk about apples to oranges, right? I mean, this thing will go up to 1 3/8 inches or 1.5 inches with a regular bit, but with these hole saws, who knows how big you can go? Okay, you can go big. And this, you can go small. So you have to do a realistic assessment of your work. This one doesn't even happen to have the hammer option only, where you can chisel and bush hammer and remove concrete that way. But one thing's for sure, if you've got one of these, you got to be a man, boys. I mean, you're working overhead, you're drilling up through a ceiling or into a wall. It's going to work your biceps, it's going to work your deltoids, it's going to work you generally. But what do you expect? If you're doing heavy work, you got to be ready to do heavy work. So the upshot of it is this: you're never going to find one tool that's going to do everything. But for me, medium to light construction, I'd buy one of these again if I ever needed to, but I'll never need to. Thanks for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.